I'm Champaign native Emily Harrington. You're watching the podcast where townies and transplants share their tales of tears and triumphs, losses and wins, proving week after week that everyone has a story to tell. Welcome to HyperLocals. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the HyperLocals podcast. I have a gentleman that I have met one time in his own establishment, and now he's on my turf, and I hope to make him feel comfortable because this can be an intimidating environment. But I have Mr. Benjamin DelValley, chef.
DelValley.
No,
Sorry. DelValley.
What did I say?
DelValley. It's all good.
Starting off, great. Okay, you are chef and owner of Pond Street in Urbana. Mm-hmm. Okay, and is this your first foray into business ownership?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you how I came to know you. Alyssa Buckley, who is Smile Politely's food and beverage girl.
Yeah, she's great.
Great. I saw you pop up on her feed in some aspect. And I took my mom in there, and I took my son in there. So I took the two most unadventurous eaters possible. I should have took my husband, but regardless, I'll get back there with him. And your cuisine will describe, but I would say it is unique to our area. Would you say that at the very least?
I would say it is unique to a certain point.
To a Midwestern palate?
Yeah, Midwestern palate, definitely.
Okay.
Champaign, Urbana, university student palate.
Yeah.
Familiar.
Sure. Okay, that makes 100% sense. Okay, so let's kind of start from the beginning. You are from Urbana, I just learned. Mm-hmm. About 5 years my junior.
Yeah.
Right, okay. What kind of a kid, student, growing up, how can you wrap up your childhood? Conventional, unconventional?
My childhood or high school?
Your childhood.
Childhood, pretty normal.
Okay.
Mom and dad in the house.
Okay.
A couple sisters, brother. It was a very normal family.
Okay.
I guess. Besides, we had a 28-foot tall Lakota style teepee that we kind of lived out of for the summers.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is in your backyard?
Yeah. It was in our yard.
Okay.
But we didn't live out of it, but we would basically go on trips and camp out of it for most of my childhood.
Okay.
That's a huge part of my memories.
This is sounding very Urbana. What you're describing.
Well, we lived right next to the interstate, and there would be people that drove by the interstate, and they see this teepee, and they would show up at our house. They would find out how to get there. They'd show up and be like, "Hey, we saw this teepee. That's different."
So was it set up in your backyard? Even though
every once in a while
really?
It was. Yeah.
Okay. Whose idea was this?
I'm not too sure. My grandfather's relative married a full-blood Cherokee woman. He remarried full-blood Cherokee woman, and he kind of learned about that in his history.
Okay.
And my mom dug deeper into it, and it might have been through blood too.
Okay.
So we're not too sure. She has a Native American card.
Okay.
Which is only really given to people, through lineage and stuff. So.
Okay.
But.
So somewhere it's in your family fabric.
Yeah, somewher.
Who bought the teepee or constructed the teepee?
So, my mom's friend, her and my dad had, many friends and things like that, and we did events. They did events together, but it was a guy named Omar, I believe, who built the teepee, and it was actually, we would all gather as probably 10 different families on one property in the woods and outside of Clinton. I know, it's crazy, right?
So, well, because I'm looking at the whitest Caucasian ginger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100% Scottish.
So funny. Okay.
So my childhood with my family and the teepee stuff, we would go to powwows all over the state and things like that. But we would go to this family's property and we would kind of camp on this property out in the woods outside of Clinton for maybe a week or two at a time. Every year we would do this.
Okay.
I don't know their names. You know, I was too young, but I just remember being there and just camping out of it. And then we traveled a lot in probably the summers when I was out of school.
Sure.
With my family.
So this is a very fond memory for you.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing like laying in your back inside of a teepee while it's raining at night.
Yeah.
And from the fire that you have inside of teepees to kind of keep warm and stuff like that, it just permeates inside of there. Ooh. So then when it rains, it trickles down the lodge poles, and it's
magical.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Okay.
It's different. And so I grew up with that. So I think that was probably my first taste of culture.
Sure. Okay. That permeates through your food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what kind of student were you?
I was not a good student. I was not a good student.
Says every chef, probably.
Yeah. You know, like I didn't look at school to help me.
Okay.
You know, but now, of course, I'm like, I look at school and I'm like, yes, 100% that would have helped me a lot better. But I don't know if I would be the same person that I am today if I didn't take the actions that I did.
Okay.
When I was younger. But yeah, I wasn't a good kid.
You didn't care about.
I didn't care about anything. I wanted to have fun and be with friends.
Okay. And you achieved that.
Yeah, I sure did.
So is this what elementary school in Urbana?
Elementary school in Urbana, I went to Thomas Paine.
Okay, and then we go to Urbana Middle School.
No.
Okay.
So from there, we moved out to Broadlands.
Oh, okay.
So it was 4th grade. I moved out to Broadlands, and that was completely different. Mm-hmm. You know, like in Urbana, like I had friends, you know, different raced friends that I grew up with that I was, you know, it was normal to me.
Sure.
And then I went out to Broadlands, and they were just all white students, and I'm like, well, this is kind of weird. And we have a teepee.
Oh, you brought the teepee to the Broadlands.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Okay, okay.
We took a, we went on a field trip to my house, which was across the street.
From school?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was very strange.
Okay. What school were you in in the Broadlands?
Heritage.
Heritage.
East
Okay.
Central Panthers.
Okay, so you go from Urbana, like you said, a very diverse, culturally rich place.
Yeah.
To a pretty small town.
It was different, but I adjusted, and yeah.
Okay. Then do we go back to Urbana for high school?
Yeah. So I went because my parents split up.
Okay.
And I went, my mom moved it to Springfield, and we were kind of back and forth.
Sure.
Me and my sister, between my dad and my mom. And so I went to a school in Springfield as well, like a middle school, and it's the school system there is really bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really bad. But freshman year, I went back to Urbana. So all the friends that I had, you know, I like kind of reconnected.
Oh,
with
that's
them.
nice.
So yeah, it was pretty fun, and it was different.
Okay.
Again, because when I was in middle school at Heritage and stuff like that, I was, you know, everybody does sports. So I was in track. I went to state in track, and I played football, and I loved playing football, and I really loved the structure around it. And, you know, the older kids kind of hassling us, younger, kids, and I liked that
Dynamic.
Yeah.
That team feeling.
Yeah. And then I went to Urbana, and no sports. It was, and that's probably maybe because of me moving around so much.
Okay.
And then reconnecting with old friends and stuff like that.
So if you missed anything about that small town, it was that team mentality.
It was a sports, really. Yeah. I really loved. I really, really loved sports. I still really like sports.
But you just couldn't find that at Urbana High
No,
School.
I mean some of the old friends I had. You guys take your different paths. Grunge kids or jocks.
Yeah.
And all my friends that I had before, they were all split, and I kind of was more accepted with the grunge kids.
Okay.
So
you took on that persona a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. And I asked you what year did you graduate before we started, and you laughed. So how come we don't make it with a 4-year degree?
I just didn't want to do it. I didn't think that education for kids to have a career and have a job and things like that 100% go into schooling, finish, go to college for a degree, everything like that. But the education system now is different than what it was when I was in high school. It wasn't really, especially Urbana, it wasn't really like trying to pull you into something that you're interested in.
Okay.
They're kind of pulling you into something that maybe is required.
Okay. Okay. So not finding what you're passionate about and learning about that.
Yeah.
Just getting the ABCs done. It's kind of how you felt.
Yeah.
Okay. And when we come back from break, we're going to learn what happened during that junior, senior year and where we went from there. And we are back. Okay. Now I remembered where I left off, and I want to talk about where you were in high school. How far did we get in high school before you decided that this isn't going to be for you anymore?
Probably sophomore year. I got into sophomore year a little bit, and I just got into too much trouble and did not want to do any type of schooling anymore.
Okay. And that led to, what did your parents say?
They were thinking alternative schools,
Okay.
Alternative learning, and so they went with Storefront, which was a place. You remember Storefront?
These are bringing back nostalgic memories.
It's where all the bad kids go.
And Lincoln's Challenge, when you said that.
Storefront was terrible. The people who were teaching it there, they have to deal with these kids all day, every day, and these kids did not care at all. Like, at all. But so we ended up going to my last resort for my education was Lincoln's Challenge in Rantoul, which is a military-based school, and it was very different, and most of the kids there, I know, they want to have the kids there come get structure, come, they're bad kids and stuff like that, and then most of them go into military, because they're used to it and they kind of start liking it, which I get that concept. But me there, I couldn't. I just am a wild horse. Oh gosh, free spirit. I did not want to do that either.
And you couldn't be broken.
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
But at Storefront, did you feel like I don't belong here? Like
No.
I'm well behaved.
Well, yeah, it's, like I wasn't a bad kid.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, doing too much bad stuff, but like it was just kind of, I was definitely not supposed to be there.
Okay. And Lincoln's Challenge, you did not fit in the military square box.
No, with the sports and everything, that was different. I mean, winning and losing and things like that in sports, I love, but and the structure and everything, but the military structure, and how that school was, definitely I did not. You were there to get education. And
So
some
can you
structure.
take yourself out of that situation, or do you have to have your parents?
I took myself out of
You
that
did.
situation.
Okay.
Yeah,
GED?
nothing.
Nothing. Do you have any regrets about that now?
No,
No.
not at all.
Because why?
Because I am doing exactly what I want to do.
Okay. Which leads us to what happens after Lincoln's Challenge.
So what happens after Lincoln's Challenge is I start going into kitchens.
Just
So-
area restaurants.
Yeah. So my first real kitchen job was at Yellow Tail.
Okay.
So you know where Ishi is?
Yeah.
So across from Custard Cup.
Yes,
It was,
yes.
I think it was Yellow Tail or Yellow Fin. I can't remember what the name was.
Okay, so IGA was there at
Yeah.
one point.
Mm-hmm.
And next door is like a little liquor store.
Yeah, it's a little strip mall.
Yeah.
And then right next door to that liquor store is a sushi restaurant that's been there for a long time. And they had an ad. I went in. I'm a kid. I don't know anything
Oh my
about
God. Are you
kitchens.
15?
I can't remember how old I was.
Jeez, okay.
So, very rambunctious. So I go in there and I only stay in the kitchen. They have me doing, washing dishes, cleaning the floors, cleaning stuff, washing rice.
Oh my gosh.
Some sushi restaurants and sushi masters, you have to wash rice. You wash rice for like 10 years to be able to move on to be able to cut fish.
Wow.
So, but I'm washing rice, and it's this massive, just this huge vat, and I'm just washing pounds and pounds of rice, and
that's the
doing
lowest
that.
rung on the totem pole.
No, not really.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure what was. I mean,
Yeah.
I was privileged enough to get to do that,
Wow.
starting off, because I don't think that it was a very traditional Japanese restaurant,
Okay.
Like over in Japan, like I would never be able to touch fish in 20 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So here's a little different.
Yeah.
So it was the owner, he's this old guy. I just remember when I was working there that he would be out front and there would be a line of people and he would be slowly making, sushi rolls and stuff like that for these people. And I'm like, God, he's slow.
But he didn't care.
No, oh, absolutely not. He didn't care. And then his niece or daughter, I'm not sure who it was, but she was the one who was in charge of me in the back in the kitchen. And I would be in charge of making bento boxes and washing sushi rice and cleaning dishes and stuff. And she was so mean to me.
Oh,
and this is my first experience in the kitchen. And she would hit me with chopsticks.
No.
And she would cuss at me in different, another language. I had no idea what it was. And I was like, I like this. Not like, getting hit with chopsticks and getting cussed at, but I loved
The environment.
the environment. It was so cool to me, like as
That's
a youth,
so interesting.
and that drew me into the food industry.
Okay.
And it was definitely a different experience. But I ended up leaving there and going restaurant to restaurant, and I had other jobs in between.
Were you living at
construction.
home or were you supporting yourself?
No, I was living at home.
Okay, so your parents they let you stay there.
Yeah.
But you were rambunctious, as you say.
Oh, yeah.
But you had the discipline to know that you needed to get a job
Well, yeah.
and to find a job.
Well, maybe not. Maybe it was, I think, starting off, it was more, I liked food. I did like the money, but I think it was maybe more of the cultural learning
Huh.
because of the teepee
Sure,
growing up.
sure.
You know? So I think that's where everything really started with food, was from getting exposed to different cultures.
So you always wanted to expand your horizons.
Yeah, I mean, you get to live once in your life.
Yeah.
And why not try to experience absolutely everything you can?
So that kitchen, that first kitchen, really set a fire inside.
Yeah.
That would continue to burn through all these different restaurants.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so where can you name all the restaurants you went?
I can't name all of them.
Wow.
But I really wanted to go to each restaurant and learn as much as I could. And then when I couldn't learn anything else, I would leave. You know.
You would put in your 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
You would just burn the bridge.
Yeah. Yes.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
oh my gosh. Okay. In your childhood, were you learning?
It doesn't work out that way now, though. Like,
Okay,
I don't
sure.
burn bridges now.
Sure.
But when I was younger, oh, yeah.
Okay.
I learned what I could.
Yeah.
And when I could learn nothing else, I would go to a next place.
Wow.
And try to learn as much as possible.
Would you just quit, or would you not just stop showing up?
Some places,
Okay,
yeah. Some
okay.
places, definitely. I would just, bye.
Okay. Regrets about that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Because, I mean, some people are still here.
Yes.
I have not left.
Right. Okay. In your childhood, was your mom cooking? Your dad cooking?
My dad can make chili and spaghetti.
Okay, so not
my dad.
really. So this isn't coming from your mom and dad. This urge to cook.
My mom a little bit. She made everything homemade.
Okay.
We were not, in that time, Kool-Aid was huge. Okay, all right. Okay, calm down. In that time, Kool-Aid was huge. Okay, in the early 90s and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so we wanted Kool-Aid too.
Yeah.
But we also grew up poor and didn't really have a lot of money. My mom would give us flavored water, which is some of the Kool-Aid pack and a little bit of sugar and a whole lot of water.
Oh.
And I loved it. And it's basically like Gatorade.
That's so funny.
So we grew up on flavored water, but that's, a little snippet of that. But my mom would homemade everything.
Okay.
Everything's homemade. Everything's from scratch.
So you like to eat?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And when we get back, we're going to come back to kind of round out all these different jobs. You can't list them all, but I'm sure there's some standouts. So we'll get to that after break. Okay, so the multitude of kitchen jobs, we didn't really put in 2 weeks' notice often, but when you learned all you could, you rolled to the next one. Are there any favorite jobs or ones that stick out to you that you'll never forget?
Definitely. One of the ones that stuck out to me the most was Radio Maria.
Oh my gosh, sure.
So Radio Maria was more restaurant style with everything. The tickets pumping out, the people, the chaoticness, it was so cool.
So you really were drawn to the chaos in the kitchen.
Yeah, I love it.
Getting beat with chopsticks, getting yelled at, you liked that.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
The chef, yelling at you
Yeah.
and like I don't know. It was
Something about it you liked.
I loved it. Going in early to prep at Radio Maria in the morning, 3, 4 a.m. and cooking bacon off in the oven or roasting peppers and all these little things that add up at the end to build the dishes. It is so nostalgic to me now. It just really speaks to me, I guess.
Yeah. But you had to change the game for yourself a little bit in order to make more money. And so you went to a more conventional job eventually, is that right?
Yeah. So eventually I started doing construction, kind of grunt work, and going to different, I guess, normal jobs.
Yeah, sure.
To make more money, have insurance and things like that, which it was nice. I really liked it and everything, but I was still very, very miserable inside.
Really?
Yeah.
And you didn't feel that way when you were in a kitchen?
No, in a kitchen, because when you're in a kitchen and you're cooking for people and you make something and you work so hard at it and you watch that person take a bite or they're like, this is the best thing I've ever had in my life, or I've never had this, it makes you so happy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you did not get that with construction or another
No, not
grown-up
at all.
job. But you're trying to support, you've got a baby at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you get married? But you
No,
okay.
we don't get married.
Okay.
So we're not married. We were together since we were 18. She will say 19 because, I don't know. I hit a birthday and then we started dating.
Sure.
I don't know.
The timelines are always blurry.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll argue about that. But we had our daughter, Clara, in 2010. And we were together for a while. And I was still trying to, find a career. I was expected, to do that, to find a career, to be an adult and grow up and have insurance and all that stuff. But it just never worked out anywhere. It never worked out. And
it made you unhappy.
It 100% it did. And I was always drawn back to kitchens. And we split up a handful of times, and we split up for a while. And I went back to kitchens, and I was working, I think, 4 kitchens at once. And we were living together, and we ended up not living together anymore.
Okay.
So I was homeless, I guess, surfing different friends' couches and things, but mainly staying downtown Champaign at the park. What is it called?
Westside
Park. Yeah, so I was mainly at Westside Park. I had a gym membership, so I can go wash my clothes and have that and, get ready. But I would go into a restaurant at 4 or 5 a.m.
Jeez.
till, lunch service. I'd leave, go to another restaurant until, a few hours there, and then go to another, and then go to another at a bar in a restaurant and shut the bar down at 2 in the morning. And it was pretty brutal. And I was trying to save up money to get an apartment and get a car because I didn't even have a car. And it was, it was pretty brutal. And it was it just felt like it was never ending. And I was at one of the lowest points of my life. I got into an apartment by downtown Champaign, and my daughter would come visit, and she's little. She's, maybe 6 or 8 years old, and she would come visit, and it was very by the book. You get to see every 2 weeks.
Okay.
You get to see your daughter. And I did not care about anything except for her. So I worked every day, all day long, and I was so tired. She would come over, and I would, get her some food and stuff, and I would sleep. I wouldn't even get to do anything. I didn't have a car,
Right.
nothing, and I'm like, hey, you want to go get some ice cream from Guido's and, go get some sushi over here, or, I'd make her food, and just 2 days, and then she's gone. And it really killed me inside. And at that time I was, doing a lot of recreational, substances and really not caring anymore. I thought this was it. And I didn't really want to go anywhere else. And
So you thought that was going to be your lot in life?
I thought that was it. I really thought that was it.
Okay.
I thought that was it with me and my daughter, and it was a living hell. And I mean, I it was the worst time of my life.
You're working about 20 hours a day? I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So not a sustainable
No,
schedule.
not at all.
Okay.
I mean, to be able to pay child support and then pay for your own anything, it was pretty difficult.
How long was that stretch of time?
Maybe a year.
A year.
Maybe a year. Yeah.
What happens at the end of that year?
Me and my ex made up.
Okay.
We have been off and on for a really long time, and me and her always reconnected, always, because she's the love of my life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't see myself with anyone else but her.
Sure.
And maybe she was, kind of mean, and maybe I was kind of stupid when we were younger with our daughter and everything like that. But we have definitely grown, and it's worth it because I am completely in love with her.
Okay, so today you're together.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
together. We have a house in Urbana. Our daughter's 15, going to school.
Urbana.
Yeah,
Oh my
never
gosh.
left.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I want to. Yeah, we'll talk about where we go from here, because it's a happy ending. So we will talk about this when we get back. Okay, and we are back. Okay, Benjamin, I want you to tell me the end of that terrible, your worst year. What happens? And what's the cycle? How do we break the cycle? You're back with your daughter's mom. Is she going to let you move in? And that gets you kind of off this bad path?
Yeah. So we reconnected, which, we've done numerous times
Sure.
and things like that. And, we move in together at her apartment.
Okay.
And she knows I'm serious about getting back together.
Okay.
And making things right, and we end up buying a house here in
wow.
Urbana
Okay.
together, which is actually right around the corner from her apartment.
Okay.
She never let. It's funny because
You never left a block. So.
No, I'm serious, because her parents live a block away as well.
Okay.
So they are there. Her parents are great.
They're a fan of yours.
Yeah, definitely. Her
Okay.
mom was a realtor for Caldwell for a very long time.
Okay.
And her dad was the press news foreman for the News Gazette.
Okay.
And so they live just around the block from us. So they're always there to, especially her dad, Bob. He's there to help fix anything in this house.
Oh, that's nice.
Because we don't know what we're doing.
Sure. Did he have a fond place for you in his heart way back when? Or have you had to prove yourself? You know what I mean?
I think so. I mean, I hope.
Yeah.
He's kind of more quiet,
Okay. Introspective.
Yeah.
Okay. So we just hope. Okay, so when did you guys move into that house, buy that house together?
2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 years ago, that kind of changed your trajectory.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we going to find our big boy job at that point? Are you staying in one job?
So I was actually working for a kitchen as an executive chef at that time.
Okay.
And it was maybe halfway through, I got let go of that job. And it's because I was too mean.
Oh.
I wasn't really. I was just, I am generally like a really nice person.
Okay.
But when it comes to work and, I'm very particular that I want things done. And I only had basically children that had no idea what to do in a kitchen.
Sure.
And I had to push out, 5-star meals and take care of,
Babysit.
weddings and
gosh.
plated meals and all this stuff. So I was, there was a couple times where I had some meetings about making an employee cry at work, and
This is not a just you thing. It's a chef thing.
right,
Even how they're portrayed on TV or reality television.
right. But I think it's really the stuff on TV and television. I think that's really not exactly how all chefs are.
Okay.
And all cooks and things like that. I mean, if you're in charge of an 800 person wedding that's a plated meal and they have, I mean, that's a lot of pressure.
Okay.
And you do not want to screw that up.
Sure.
And if you have children working for you that don't know how to boil an egg, it gets pretty difficult, So I got let go,
Okay.
which I'm okay with it because everything happens for a reason,
Okay.
And I got let go, and I got into more construction stuff.
So unfulfilling work for you.
Yeah, it
Okay.
pays good,
Right.
It pays great. I started pouring concrete,
Oh yeah. Okay.
and to be honest, I've always had a CDO.
Okay.
I drove semis when I was 21 years old, cross country for a while, and but I've always kept a CDO, and because it's something I feel like a lot of people should have just to fall back on, just like kitchen work. You should always go into a kitchen, bartend, waitress, work in a kitchen, because wherever you go in the world, you can get a job. It's easy.
Sure.
You can get hired, And so I've always had a CDL, and I went in pouring concrete, and it's the most money I've ever made
Okay.
in my life.
So we're feeling good about that.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
And it was really nice, for a couple years, and it's still it was just not a good work environment either. The company that I worked for, they were they were a small company, here in town, and they were just very petty about certain things.
Okay.
And the person who would kind of be my boss, he was like a child.
Okay. Okay.
So, and this was like his first job, so he's never managed anything. He's never, done anything whatsoever. So that was reflecting on his work towards the employees and stuff like that. And it was just not good.
You're working with a lot of children, right?
Yeah.
So do you still feel pulled to the kitchen? You still know
of
that's
course.
okay. Okay.
Because every time I make something at home,
Yeah.
I give to Emily, my partner, here. It's, it's so good. How is it? She's like,
Yeah.
I need some hot sauce.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of like a joke. Like, she's been used to, all this great food comes from me, and then everything's kind of boring now.
Oh, that's so funny. She's hard to please in that respect.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
She's like, I need hot sauce.
Okay.
I'm like,
Is that every chef's nightmare? Like, to what you don't want to hear? I need salt and pepper,
yeah, of
A1 and
course.
hot sauce.
It's it feels like we. I'm not speaking for all chefs or anything like
Sure.
that, but to me, it's like if somebody's like, "Oh, do you have some salt or ketchup?" and it's like, "Come on, man."
Oh, that's so
It's supposed
funny.
to. It's or people if they modify it, like
God.
any of my sandwiches or fish or anything like that. There's certain ingredients that are on that I worked over
my
5
gosh.
years, over 5 years to put on it, for it to taste a certain way, and then you want to
Remove
change
it
it,
or change it.
and it's like
That's hard.
My friend, I didn't want anybody to be able to modify anything at
Where you
my
are now.
place.
Okay.
But my friend Ken, who owns Ishi, he's like, they're giving you money. They're paying for food.
Yeah.
You need to give them what they want a little bit, So it's a little, I was kind of like, nah, I don't want to do that. But it's also like, well, I want to be able to make some money too.
Sure.
You know.
And there's a pride element in that, right?
Yeah, I don't like modifying anything.
Okay. So you must have hated when my mom and son came
No,
in.
she's fine.
But you know, but
no, there's other people that has came in there, and at the VFW they started off very hard to please.
Yeah.
But absolutely everything that I put out though, they love it.
They came
I mean,
around.
they trust me. They're like, I don't know what this is or how you say it.
Right.
But I am gonna get that and I'm gonna eat it.
Okay.
And like, there's a lady who is in her 80s. She's never had catfish before.
Okay.
And she's like, ooh, I don't want to eat that. And I'm like, it's okay.
Right.
Just try it.
Yeah.
And she said that was the best fish she's ever had in her life.
Wow.
And that, I went back in the kitchen and I kind of teared up a little bit.
Really?
Because it's like, that's what you do it for.
Sure.
Is for those moments.
The highest compliment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course you want money. You want to get paid for your service and, make a living, be able to pay bills and things like that. But the satisfaction from people liking your food and what you make.
Sure.
And liking it that much there's
Priceless.
no comparison. Yeah, it's priceless. There's no comparison to that.
So what kitchen do we get into after pouring concrete?
My kitchen.
Really? So this is recent.
Yeah.
Or 2022?
No. This is October 3rd is when I opened.
Okay. It says established.
So I've been doing things in the food industry for years and years. But I established and got my EIN, became completely legal with the government in 2022. That's when I started doing events legally and things of that nature. But at Pond Street, where I just opened up at the VFW in Urbana, I've been there since October 3rd. I left concrete. It's not for me. I love it. Lots of money, but can't do it.
You can't do it.
No.
Mentally.
No, not at all.
Okay. Pond Street, your local establishment right now, the one that opened a few months ago, is in the VFW.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fascinating to me. When I walked in there, it was unlike anything I had ever experienced.
It's very different.
It is
It's
different.
kind of scary a little bit because you have to buzz to get inside.
To get in, yes.
It was just private,
Yeah.
only members only military and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's open to the public. I mean, and
How did you get hooked up with the back of the VFW?
one of my friends. So I was pouring concrete, at another low point, wanting to leave, not wanting to do that, always still wanting to, do the food thing.
Okay.
And a friend of mine, he's like, hey, the VFW has a kitchen. It's open. They're not using it.
Gosh.
You should contact them and see what happens. And I told myself, a couple years ago, I said, if any opportunity comes in front of me, I am taking it. I'm not pushing anything past. Any opportunity.
Okay.
Absolutely anything. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go talk to him. And I did, and we agreed upon, some terms.
Sure.
And what really got me in there, I think, was Brad, who kind of runs the bar and everything, and the events there at the VFW, and he's a foodie.
Oh.
He loves food, and the VFW there is it's not doing too good, and I want to
Breathe
do
life.
something, and I want to breathe life into the VFW because I love my community.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love Urbana. I love how diverse it is and everything
Yeah.
like that. So I want to help out any way I can and also help myself, of course.
Sure.
And Brad, he loves so much different kinds of foods, and he was completely open to the idea that I presented to him.
Okay.
Because my menu and my food is not, just cheeseburgers and fries.
No.
So
So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to really dial in on the concept, the location, the hours of Pond Street. Okay, so I'm at the VFW, and I'm going to give the address while we're here. 1303 East Main Street in Urbana. I press the button. during these certain hours, and I go through a bar, essentially, to the left, filled with locals. Go to the left, and your kitchen is back there in the back. Okay. And I want to say the hours while I'm here, too. It's Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 4 and 6 to 9 p.m.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Correct. And we're closed the first 3 Thursdays in the evening.
Okay.
We're closed, and then the last Wednesday in the evening we're closed.
Okay.
Because of private meetings they have back there.
Okay. We talked about how you got into the VFW. I want to talk about what is your concept for your restaurant. And we talked about Japanese and Hawaiian before we broke.
Yeah, so what influenced me a lot was my start in a kitchen at Yellowtail, doing Japanese food there
Sure.
and getting exposed to that. And I really, really liked it a lot, And then the past few years, me and my partner Emily have been going on these trips to Hawaii, and we first went there. We got a gift from her old boss, all paid vacation to Hawaii for a week, and it completely changed my life.
Really?
I would never live there because of the situation and the locals and everything like that. I would only live there maybe 4 years if my daughter went to school there.
Okay.
But the food, the culture, everything completely changed my life. It's like comfort food, and that's kind of what I grew up with too. Fried fish.
Sure.
And everything there just completely changed how I thought about food, and I got so drawn to it. And that's really heavily what speaks through my food is more Hawaiian and Japanese style of foods and things like that.
Okay, so how would you describe that type of food? Are we mainly staying in fish, fish fries? How do you encapsulate the Japanese and Hawaiian?
So what I would describe it as, Hawaiian comfort food, fried fish sandwiches. It's kind of hard for me to describe because it's so vast. Like the food in Hawaii is not just like one kind of food. There's so many different Asian cultures, Polynesian, Thai, Japanese, there's so many different types of Asian cultures that go into Hawaiian cuisine,
Midwest fish with modern flavor is what your logo says. Local eats, specializing in katsu fish.
Yeah.
Okay, what's katsu?
Katsu is a style of frying.
Okay.
It's Japanese. Panko, it's breaded panko. It's super crispy. So when I was developing a fish sandwich, I didn't even know what direction I was trying to go into with any of this. It's just I wanted to fry fish because that's what I grew up with. I grew up with, fish fries just like anybody else in the Midwest, especially catfish and bluegills and things like that. But I wanted to express the things that's influenced me. Hawaii, my hometown here, which is a massive Asian population from the students here. And so that's a huge influence on me as well. And so when I was developing the fish sandwich, I look at everything else. People do beer batter or, cornmeal. Cornmeal's old school. I love cornmeal, Southern style. That's what I grew up on. But I wanted something that is crispy and you can take home. It doesn't get soggy. You can leave it out on your counter, and then the next day you can pop it in your oven, and then it's like still crispy and still good. And that's panko, and that's a Japanese, style of breading, and that was just the best, for me.
Do you change weekly? Does your menu change?
So my menu has the same menu items. Urbana hot fish and the original hot fish sandwich, and I have a couple burgers on there, kalbi smash burger, and kimchi smash burger, and then I have a pork katsu. So it's basically a pork tenderloin sandwich, which everybody loves those, you know. But then I started incorporating weekly menu items, a soup, and then a main item to rotate every week. And it's really just about expressing my experiences with food.
Okay.
Is what I do with the specials and things like that.
Not your typical bar food.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I think it's elevated, and I really think that I have the best fish sandwich in Champaign-Urbana, probably in Central Illinois.
Okay, well, I told you, and you kind of shake your head at this, but I previously interviewed Thad Morrow, who he's a renowned chef in our area. Right?
Yeah, he's a great chef.
And he said, quote, that you were among the stars in Champaign or in our area for chefdom.
And that means a lot to me, and I don't think that I'm the best chef in town. I really think Thad is. But I think I'm probably one of the most passionate chefs in town.
Okay.
Because I have a passion for food, and I am not going to stop.
And you're not formally trained?
Not at all.
Okay. But you've worked in enough kitchens?
I am what I call everybody in the industry rats.
Oh, okay.
I'm a rat. We go restaurant to restaurant, grinding, working, you know.
Learning as much as you can wherever you can. And you said something really interesting that we can kind of end on this, but your daughter's first job in this industry is who you had your first job with.
Yeah, in the same building.
In the same building.
At Yellowtail, but her first technical job was at Ishii, which is a good friend of mine, Ken and Kaori, at their Japanese restaurant. So it was
full circle.
It was so cool.
Yeah. Okay, tell me where people can find you.
They can find me in the VFW post 630 in Urbana at 1303 East Main Street.
And on Instagram, is that the best way to get?
Yeah, Instagram is the most popular. I've got a TikTok.
Oh, God.
I know I got a TikTok.
I'll have to check that out.
It's all the same stuff. And Facebook is all the same stuff, but really Instagram is the way to get a hold of me. It's the most popular with everybody.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Chef and owner of Pond Street, Urbana. Check it out. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you. Thank you for listening to this week's HyperLocal show. If you like what you hear or you need anything from me, let me know at hyperlocalscu.com. Also, search and follow HyperLocalsCU on all social media. Like me, follow me. Bye.